bit. This one's been a long time coming. They keep asking, where's Halo?
He's not around.
I got Halo tied up right now. Damien, Rome's,
DTU.
Who would I said I wouldn't make it? I've wrapped up niggas like an apron. Real talk, I don't chat shit. 6 months in a coma, but I made it. Like a toupee, yeah, I got my wig lift. Had to glue up my top like a Pritt stick. Night Rider, yeah, I'm on that kid shit.
Yeah, man. Yo, so respect for coming through my family tree. You don't know, you with me. Man, like Halo in the ass, you with me. Kingdom spot, you with me. This is street education, cause we're here to educate the streets. The roadman them, the elders them, you with me, and the in-betweeners them, you with me. Cause it's about, you with me, all the family tree coming together, you with me, on one order, you with me. So we're sending this out there, hood to hood, ends to end, city to city, you with me. So street education to the world, you with me.
Shout out man like Teco.
Shout out man like Teco, I just about to say that, you with me, salutes all day, every day, you with me. So, you with me, we got Halo in the house. You know, it's a part of the Moor Lions family tree.
All day,
every day, one of the generals, you with me, so you have to salute, you with me, you don't know, you with me. So, as you're in the house, you know, as you're in the kingdom spot, it's only right to obviously get you to come and be a part of the street education and interview you with me, so you can talk to the people, them, you with me, because obviously certain people will know you and certain people won't know you, so it's about getting the wider audience to know who you are, what you're about, and what you do, you with me, and obviously at the same time it's about each one teach one, so they can learn something off yourself, you with me, because everybody can learn off each other, you with me, so it's about people having the time to listen to each other, you with me, getting to know each other, and if they've got something to say, get involved as well, you with me, you can be a part of the street education and have your say, you with me, because right about now, you with me, it's time to build, nothing else, nothing more, you with me, straight like that, so right about now, right here, we're trying to say to the people, them, you know, what is needed in the community to like make amends from the youngsters to the elders, because obviously you got the elders doing what they're doing, and then you got the youngsters doing what they're doing, and then again, like I said before, you got the in-betweeners, you with me? So we need to bridge the gap between all three, if anything, you with me? So that right about now, each one knows that right about now we're great, and as we are great, we don't need to be obviously warring against each other. The fight ain't against one another, you with me, because we're all black people suffering and going through the same trials and tribulations, one way or one form, some way, somehow, you with me? So how would you say that from back in the day then, as community, what is community from start? What do you say community is?
Wow. Yeah, I hear you. Obviously, on a daily basis, me and you are always politicking.
Anyway, naturally. That's what I'm just saying. And you know, if now I'm interviewing you and like, you with me, but we do this anyway on reasoning level, naturally, you with me. So, you with me. Now it's just question thing, but at the same time, you with me. It's natural to a G, you with me.
Yeah, for real. I mean, community is how you see things. It's where you belong when you're growing up, innit? So it's like the society around you. Maybe your mum, dad, your friends, aunties, uncles. Maybe like when they're having street parties or parties in the hood, house parties, you see the same faces, the same people. It's known, innit? It's like in the house, you look own little circle.
Everybody knows everybody.
See what I'm saying? So, I mean, we started living like that at first. Things was like that, but as the years came by, new shit came in, modern shit came in, new ways of thinking came in. Some people got brainwashed a lot easier, so it kind of tore that connection we had apart. See, a lot more things happened on the streets rather behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? The older generation and the younger generation, yeah, like you're saying, I mean, we need to pull together with the older generation. And we need to pull the younger generation with us to pull together with them. But
so we're the in-betweeners.
Alright, like, you know what I mean? But like you said, real people do real shit, see what I'm saying? So man are generals, so man have to do it properly. So when we come to them now, elders, and we're stating we need you to put something involved in this, do something in this, we normally hearing his elders say, oh, it's for you man to do.
You're the elders.
Yeah, I mean, you're the elders now, like, we're not doing that.
Like abandoned ship kind of thing.
See what I'm saying? You're not solving the issue. It's like you're still running away from it.
But they want to complain and worry about it and have something to say about it, where obviously you're a part of this problem and issue too. So we have to come together to resolve it.
Of course, naturally. Overstandings.
No, for real, you're right there. It's true. It's
been a long time coming, so doing this now, being a part of this, the street education, the more lines, being a part of all of this, there's a bigger picture. A lot of people won't really see the vision. See what I'm saying? A lot of people like Steve out here, so I'm saying, they don't know what's going on. So it takes us to hold their hand and guide them. See?
Be our brothers and sisters keepers.
There you go. You know?
I heard that. But at the same time, wouldn't you say that to those elders, what you're talking about, and yes, we are the elders and the new elders coming up, but if you go back to how it was back in the days, the elders of the elders was all together anyway, so there's no such thing as elders, like in the sense of now our generation. You've always got elders to somebody. You get me? So the same way, yes, we are elders, we've got elders too. So as we are elders and we're trying to play our role and position as saying, yes, okay, we're elders, we did make some mistakes, we did this, that and the other, and we're trying to rectify and fix our community issues and problems as a family, you with me? But then wouldn't the elders need to come on board and start fixing up their issues as elders too, and come and help back the youths like ourselves, I and build back with us, so we can come to, as a bigger collective, to obviously resolve, even if we're going back to the youngers of the youngers then. Because obviously in the parents, the elders to the youngsters, never mind parents to the in-betweeners too. You get me?
Of course. I totally agree. I don't see what the problem is for the elders to be doing this. I don't see what the issue is. They say that the younger generation is too ignorant, the younger generation is too rude or too violent. You're not mixing with us. So I'm saying, you're not in the circles. And maybe if you was in the circles, you can stop certain violent things that's happened, or you might be able to talk to a man and make a man see a bit of sense, so he's not ignorant then. See what I'm saying? So it's like, you lot are knowing about the wrong and still turning your back anyway. So it's like, and then you want to be right on top of being wrong. Man don't understand them things. You know what I'm saying? As you know, my brother, already, if I'm speaking to an older guy and he's not really making no sense and he can't teach me nothing, I switch off. So I'm saying, I switch off. Now I believe it's on me to have my actions to show you as an older man, even though you're older than me, that levels and ages don't really have to mix.
By your action.
See what I'm saying? Don't think because you're older than me, you're 60, 70 or whatever, you've experienced a lot. But from my life experience, I'm doing more than you. I probably can teach you a lot more, because the way you're thinking right now ain't the right way to be thinking.
Because if you was thinking right, you'd be doing right, you admit, so you're
right.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's for us to break that chain. But at the same time, my brother, we know that we're living with pagans around. You know what I mean? I say all the time, we're living with pagans around. That's what happens, innit? You've got people that are trying to be on board their own little shit, their own little vessel. You know what I'm saying? And if they have to kick man down, just to keep that, that's what they're on.
Pulling down the next brother or sister just to obviously make themselves right.
See what I'm saying? But when they need us, they'll call us in to use us for certain things. Sign your name here, do this, rare. Try and make it look like they're doing something for us. Even disrespect us by giving us little sweets and little cakes and these madness there, and even putting what they call pigs in blankets on their own fuckery there. Yeah, eat this free food. Because they only need you now. And the minute this event's finished, or this situation's finished, they're gone again. So you getting another problem, or something's going on, or someone's hungry over there, you can't call these people to come and lean on, or say, come and help me, feed me, or I need help in this. You see what I'm saying?
Plain sailing like we ship coast. I got the weather man, I can get you snow. And the loud's always round like the volume's broke. Talk is cheap unless it's Lizzie on a fucking note. Dubs turns it up like central heating. You niggas think you're cold, I think you're freezing. It's all politics, I forgot my suit. Come to the dance in a trackie with a fucking hood.
So when we go back into like how it used to be back in the day, then there was more unity in the community.
Yeah.
You get me? All the elders would like you couldn't have stepped out of line because the elders would have G-checked you, fam.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you know that you could have done that anyway because Ray Tate's mum's there, or Ray's auntie's there, or my man's dad's there, or somebody's there where, you get me? Some governor. You get me? Everything's out of order because there's no governor, you get me? Nobody, no elders are coming and putting their foot down. You with me? So that means that the picnic them and the youth them are ruling the elders then.
Of course, of course.
You with me? But I'm sure the elders used to tell us that, oh, we run things, things don't run me. So it's time for the elders to start running things, you with me? And play their role and position, you with me? Alongside those youngers what are younger than you, which obviously are the next elders what are trying to obviously bring back that origin of who we used to be in the community, what we used to stand for, that community love, that aspect there. You with me?
But fam, a good few of these numbers of these elders are pagans, fam. I stick by that. Like, a lot of them are pagans, and it happens to be all the one that have got some form of position in power.
Okay.
So the ones that was above them before, the ones that was running things when things was nice and man was having these block parties and things was cracking, it's like either they passed away or they moved out or whatever happened, and these one was quick to jump on the bandwagon. But you know, for all the times that they probably didn't feel that they succeeded, or all the times that they felt that they couldn't wait to get into this position of power, now they abuse it. And then they abuse it and take it out on us. And they only look after themselves. You know what I'm saying? So all these things where community centres shutting down, why is a community centre going to shut down? That's what it's called. The community, listen to this, the middle of your community, yeah? That spot in the middle of that whole circle, that building that was given to you as people of a community to go and sort out problems, to vote, all these things is now shutting down. How the hell?
Or the centres are dead, they've got nothing to do in it, or you get we got broke down equipment, etc.
You've nothing to do. These old people link up and they have their little dominoes or their little cards and they drink their 1-2-2 liquor. But see what it is everything goes on for so long. So things are nice when they're having their little dances and their little balls and their little liquors and card games and all that. When the government starts saying, we really want to see some figures of what's going on in that area, and this is what we want you to hit. So we want you to hit from this generation to that generation. Then they start struggling. So then they start asking young people, oh, do you want to have a dance or something in the community centre? And they start putting out little things for people to do. But then the real ones, like us that do want to have something or see something go on, we get involved, not thinking about their bad mind acting, because they're pagan people. So we get involved like, yeah man, something going on for us. Probably can run every month now or so and so. They use man's idea, they get a grant, they get their P's, and it's back to the same shit. Forget all about man. You go in there on a normal day, oh sorry, it's closed.
Yeah, it's true.
See what I'm saying?
And that's why we have no youth centres no more, like boys clubs, like Monty and like Chieftain. You with me? Like you with me? A lot of them, you with certain ones in St. Taz. You with me? Like all the youth centres are all gone from. You get me? Even the Meadows Youth back in the day. So these are the things where obviously we need to start recreating, but either in a different aspect, in a new light where. Get the youth them to do things. A lot of them are into the music, a lot of them into either I don't know, some of the females are singers as well, you with me? So you with me into the acting, got dancers, you get me? There's many things and many talents where the children need to express themselves. That's how we as black people express ourselves through our art. You get me? And there's many forms of art. Many different forms of art. And that's how black people express their self. You with me? So the parents or the adults or even to the children as well, you need to embrace your talent and your art and your skill. You with me? And then if you're an adult and a parent, you need to obviously make your child embrace this, and obviously you support that.
Of course.
You with me?
Of course.
Huh? So even investing in you or investing in other youths out there to push and inspire them to be who they want to be. You with me? And that's what it is, man. You with me? Because obviously we need role models and we need people to obviously back and support us, and nobody's doing that on the roadside. So you're just left to your own devices. You get me? Just doing your thing. Yeah. You're product of your environment. Menace to society. All these films, what they give us and what they portray us, innit? Because we're black boys in the hood, because we are those boys in the hood, because obviously, you get me? That's how they program us. You with me? give us these labels, then we become like these labels. You with me? That's what it is. You with me? But nobody's obviously cracking down on these things. You with me? And this is what more Lions and street education is out here to teach the elders and teach the youngers. Yo, stop all them foolishness. You with me? Let's wise up to rise up. You with me? And when we rise up, you will know what time is, because obviously we inherited this earth. You get me? We are the kings and queens. You with me? Huh? So we have to start acting like Rose. You with me? And get our 9 minds right. You with me?
Take a lot of hard work. We're talking about years and years and years of work. You know what I'm saying? Because we have years and years of work to undo already. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, like mostly people, they're brainwashed.
Sleepwalking.
See what I'm saying? So naturally, when you try to speak to some of them, you can't really make sense out of anything they're saying. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you a lot of excuses, but you have to look back. We was like that at one point. You know what I'm saying? Before we woke up, I thought, you know what? Bigger picture, real thing, we need to do with this. There's a thing where it's like, we didn't really want to hear it. And if someone had something to say about it, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? So, I think in that way, we're gifted, because we stand on both sides of the fence. To know, say, when we're talking to a younger now, like we can say, yo, you can't just brush man off like, yeah, whatever. What do you mean? I've been with you. I am the reason what you're doing right now. That's what I'm saying. And it's that role. So for us, I mean, it was like in our generation, we started most of the badness. Don't get me wrong, our elders had little qualms here and there, but certain things will get sorted out and squashed, and certain things will just get left, or man will get a little bit dead up, or that's how the elders was playing. But we really weren't playing when we came out. When our era came out, it really wasn't a game. It was that close, like, you know, this is our family, this is our clique, violate, we're harming you. Yeah. See what I'm saying? We're causing you some form of pain. So we are exactly what the kids want to be today, or what some of them look at as a role model. See what I'm saying? And there's a lot of talk about mental health and men with mental health, but I think this comes around to anyone. When you're faced with oppression, you soon fall into depression. And depression is one of the first and strongest ways into someone's head, which causes mental health. So what I'm saying? Look at that properly. Sit down and think about it and pray and look at it properly. Because you can be depressed by anything. If you want to drive, but you ain't got car keys, and you ain't got a car outside, and all your boys are pulling up every day, beep, 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 after a while, that's going to fuck with your mental. You start getting depressed. And maybe right about now, the reason you can't drive is because it's not for you yet. Or maybe because you haven't picked up that little whatever it is that you needed to learn before you move on to that. But because you want it now, you start getting depressed. You start hating certain man for what they got. Like, no, he's got a new BMW. See what I'm saying? That envy comes out. Before you know it, you've broken all 7 laws. And you haven't even moved out your house yet. See what I'm saying? It's that real. So then you think, nah, fuck this, I need to get a car. I don't care who I have to hurt or what I have to do, I'm getting a car. And you go out and you go get yourself a car. Later on the news, someone's dead in the same car. He's lost his life, you've lost your life.
And I've seen many of those things there before, you get me? Obviously, man come to the bits, 2-2s, you with me? Man didn't come in no car, come on friggin' next man come into the bits from a different end, but they're chilling with the man them, you with me? Obviously, these men are from obviously out of town, you with me? And then these men just, you with me, rob the man's car, you with me, ask for a lift, etc, etc. And then 2-2, what happened, man, you with me? Man got ripped down by Babylon, you with me? And next minute, car turn over, you get me, crash, you with me? It's a mad thing, you see me? It's a mad thing, you with me? R.I.P. Dizzy.
You have to pray, there's a lot of energies around us, innit? There's a lot of energies around us, so we're quick sometimes to just snap. We're quick sometimes to go with the wrong energy. So I'm saying that's what we need to actually sit down and think about before we make decisions, certain decisions, because the decisions you're making is the ripple effect. So it might not harm you right now, it might not cause you no problem right now. But what about your sister, your brother, your child, your mum, your dad, whoever down the line that it can come back to haunt. And nowadays, the majority of the time, it's come back to haunt the new generation. Yeah, like, there's a time like where people used to leave their front doors open. You live quick down the road. I live bottom side. Get me? Your front door is open. I just walk up my yard, doors open, walk up my yard, boom, 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 go knock wins. Jamming in your yard for 3-4 hours, bun a couple heads. My door is so unlocked. But because we're peoples, we're operating like peoples, no one's gonna go in a man's house like that. And if someone goes to the house for me, they knock on the door like, or knock on the window, boom, is he in? Oh, he's not even in. Neighbour might come and say, yo, I see him up the road, you know, See what I'm saying? We're operating, man. Nowadays, you can't do them things there because men are coming in your yard and kidnapping youths. You know what I'm saying?
See, man, never want to tell people where you live, like everybody's living in fear kind of thing.
See what I'm saying?
Amongst their own people.
Amongst their own people, you see what I'm saying? Around self. So all of this is causing problems and issues within self and within your own head. Which is why a lot of men say, yo, I need to get rich and get out of the hood.
Some fake thing.
To go, yeah, some fake thing, but where are you gonna go when you get out of the hood? You're gonna go somewhere else. As far as you're getting out of the hood.
But then, but you obviously on that note there, just to pull you on that note, because you're right. But then, wasn't we before? Obviously, when we go back to when we was youths and we was own boys on this thing. Didn't we say that we was on this thing to get rich, so we can buy a yard somewhere probably together or whatnot? Not obviously not necessarily together as in together, but on
as a unit.
As a unit, you get me? As a big mansion and the man them's got this and we live, you know, like some rude time thing, like you get me, or some you with me mob deep thing, like the man them this, the man them thing. But then obviously, as you get older, you realise life's not really about that. But even though life can still be that, because it should be still that, and obviously you have your personal things too, you with me? People just usually forget about obviously the us thing, you get me? And just obviously, like you said before, deal with the self thing, you with me? So when it's the self thing, obviously, as long as I'm alright, as long as I'm at the hood, as long as I've got my big car, as long as I've got my big house, I'm cool. You with me? But then what about when you're driving from your big house, in your big car, to the man them who are in the ghetto, you with me? And sometimes man them don't know that you're in this big penthouse or you're in this big mansion, but you're living a double life thing, like obviously, because like you said, people don't want people to know where they live or how well they're doing or because you with me? They don't want to obviously make people see what's good.
Yeah.
But then obviously that's not kind of proper then, because obviously you're living that double life where you're going on like, you admit, you're part of this, but you're not living that struggle what that person's living. You get me?
Yeah, but you see, you know what they say, when what's in the dark comes to light one day, all these pagans get found out because they can't help themselves. So you go post your picture, your Instagram picture and your Facebook picture, you stunting with this, watching that gal and this bottle and all that madness. You can't help yourself. And you're forgetting you're running away from the hood. So you spent all that years running away from the hood, now you're stunting and flossing and look at you. Someone coming up from the hood one day will be your karma. See what I'm saying? That will be your karma. And you'll be sitting out at this point now with nothing.
And we're not even
about to die.
that thing there, but we're just saying, when you try and stunt and show up there and not be humble with your thing and spread love, that's what the moral of the story is called. And obviously, this is why you got man like Nines, what obviously feeds the odds and does like a little turkey thing for those the average people and buy trainers for the youth. Then you have to salute them niggas there because they're still young and young babies in there, but it's power is what man are dealing with. You get me? Because there's elders to even him. You get me? So this is what it goes back to again. Elders need to be doing some real shit, you with me? And just obviously, like Rick Ross said, buy back the block. Get me? Build back the block. You with me? That's what you need to be start doing, bro. Because obviously, certain man made a lot of money off the hood, off the youths them from round the bits. You get me?
Of course.
Being street niggas, we know this too. You get me? That's why we're trying to say street education to the world, because obviously, you see, when it comes to obviously elders doing your shit, you with me? We're not promoting criminal activity, the others. But at the same time, you with me? If whatever one is doing with their life, cause obviously we're not here to judge anybody, because we're not the Father God, you know. But obviously, who knows better does better at the same time. But whatever stage one is at their life, you with me? If they're making money off certain things now, it shows heart where one's not greedy. You with me? So when you look at man like them dons, dadas, you with me? in man like in Yard or other places around the world where man look after man in their garrison, you with me, or in their ends and in their hood. Man, the youths them have to go school. Man like Bido said, the youths them school. You with me? Make sure all the youths them have got school shoes to go to school and have their khaki uniforms, etc., etc. And even all of the grannies, they got their little money, and yo, granny can't go without no food or no heat or no electric. You with me? The man them are sorting that out. You with me? That's the levels where the man them are sorting that out in their block, in their ends. That's some real life shit. You get me? That's some general shit. You with me?
Same thing, it happens all around the world.
It happens all around the world, but I'm saying real niggas have to do real things like those things there. So we have to show man and teach man like, you with me? Don't think because you're nice, that's the end of your works. You with me? Your works is to obviously each one teach one and try to reach the people and obviously, you with me, help the people. You with me?
Of course.
But you get me? When you're dead and gone, yo, then what?
Enough of them too much chat, man. Chat, that's all they do, chat. I ain't really got time for talk. So I'm saying, like, with my close people, obviously, we politics or whatever, but other than that, I ain't really got time for talk. And that's what I see from these people, like, no action in it. And we keep talking, and they just keep giving us excuses. So now it's time we take over, and we do the thing the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we're not promoting no badness. Don't get it twisted. If man was promoting badness, a lot of things would have changed a long time.
You see what I'm saying?
Like that, but
because there's many ways to skin a cat. You see what I'm saying? If man was on badness and a lot of people needed to get a run up on, we'd have to run up on them, but we're not trying to do that. We're trying to show the youths them, yo, you with me? Stick on to what you need to do positive things, man. Positive things will come your way, car. You with me? Unify is the key. You with me? Not spreading love and man watching man and man hating man and you with me? So, you with me? That's not the way forward, you with me?
Yeah,
build up. Serious. So, what would you think here? What would you say it would take? Or not even what it would take here. What is needed to get me right about now for that change?
Well, we need the older generation to come, take their hand out their pockets. You got businesses, you got little organisations, whatever you're doing, take your hand out your pockets. And you know, like,
invest in your people.
Invest in your people, hand in hand, like your mum's thing, hand in hand. So you help this neighbour, you help that neighbour, you help that neighbour, you help that, and we go around in circles. Then we come back, everyone's hands are holding linked and we're tight. We're strong, together as a unit. That's what it takes. Because you have to look.
Unification.
Definitely, because you have to look, some people might have ideas, but no P. So I'm saying some people might have P, but no ideas. So we need to link up and do some real shit. I might own a shop. I'm not even going in the shop too tough. But my man down there can cook some bad boy food. Let my man come and run a little shop thing for a little minute. So I'm saying, till I get myself sorted out and I knows I'm in a better place now, whether I can either leave the shop with my man or I can come back and say, yo, maybe me and you might want to go into business or something. But leave my man to flourish, let my man have a little shop or something and cook some food and do something. The smallest thing is counting about man. You know, like that. And it's like we forget that as nature people.
For real, because like you said, if any of you lot, because there's a lot of successful black elders out there, females and males, you admit, some got their own business in building, some never got their own business, hairdressers, whatever business you got, you admit. You just employ some of the youth them in the local community and get them off the streets, you with me? So that's what it's about, each one employing each other. So you admit, people have got things to do, people are getting a wage, people are, you with me? Cause right about now, you with me, you know that when the black girl goes to the workplace, it's more likely that blonde hair woman's gonna get that because she's got that typical blonde woman smile, etc., etc. And then you go to the white boy then and the black man, you with me, they're not gonna get the black guy because obviously they're gonna say the black guy's typical, either look like a gang banger, thug, etc., etc., thief, robber, rapist, whatever they tarnish the black people with. So you with me, we know when it goes to jobs, you with me, sometimes the black person could be qualified to the bone, you with me? But just the fact of, not always, so don't judge and say, oh yeah, but not always, but we're talking about the reality of life, you with me, and in life, you with me, they put us at second class. That's the moral of the story. And if it's not even probably second class, it's probably all the third, fourth, fifth. You with me? Cause put us at the end of the race scale. You with me? Disrespect us.
All this stereotyping. We need to stop the stereotyping. All you older generations need to realise what man are wearing. Deal with it. It's only clothes. At one point, man was naked. None of us had clothes. Yeah. So realise what we're dealing with. Forget the clothes, because when you're looking at us and thinking bad breed and red tear, it's the man in the suit that are even more evil than what we're dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So get out of that mentality. Like you're allowing them to label us. You're allowing them to stereotype who we should be. So I'm saying now they got the man them out there dressing like gal. See what I'm saying? My son turned out looking like gal, kicking his ass.
And nobody's saying anything about it.
See what I'm saying? We got the man them dressing like gal out there on the roadsides. I speak to gal, I ask gal, do you find this attractive? Do you find this attractive? And gal laugh. But the realest thing is, when you know gal, when you grow, you get to know what I want. So if a man has pee, whether he's wearing a fucking kilt or a thong, when the woman sees that he has pee, majority of them are gone anyway, because he's got pee.
Wait, they should be saying, yo, right about now, I don't care how much pee you got. You get me? For when you got a dress on something what I might pick myself, you get me? Huh? Me and you can't wear the same clothes or have the same dresses. Man should be man and girl should be girl. You with me? And girl should G-check the man and say, yo, stop wearing tight gowns so I can see your shape, man. You with me? Huh? That's some feminine thing stuff. You with me? You're right, brother. You're right, brother. No, you're right.
Stereotyping. If our own people can't let that go, we can't expect them to let it go, and then we're always behind.
So then, what would you say about the? Obviously, did you go to school in England?
Yeah.
So having the experience to go to school in back home in Trinidad, and then going to the school in England, cultural wise and educational wise.
I mean, our education. Anyone that comes from back home, best believe our education is stars in front of theirs. Shooting stars in front of theirs. You know, like that. When you go to them countries there, like in school, what? You're getting licks. You're always getting licks for something. You go out, you know it's a hot. All the countries is hot all the time. So you go out at break time and you come back with your shirt sweated up, and you say, wow, what's going on there? I was kicking a little ball, or I was driving on the corner, like, yeah, come to the front of the class, rulers, you know what I mean, the lash slips, something come out, fam, like, pow, 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 sit down. You know what I mean? Teachers ain't ramping, but that's the love though, fam.
Yeah, tough love.
See what I'm saying? Keep man in order.
Yeah, make you know yourself in the class.
See what I'm saying? So you ain't acting like no fool out there. So you see over here, a lot of parents are letting schools have more time with their kids, but schools can't teach them shit. They can't teach them life skills and that shit, because they're not doing it. If they can, they're really just not, they don't care. That's the disrespect. They say, we've got your child and fuck you. Like, they're not teaching them anything. So then the kids come home angry and frustrated, and they start acting up in the household. And the parents are thinking, but rah, I swear I was teaching you manners 2 weeks ago. Where's your manners gone? Because at school, they don't need that. See what I'm saying? So, two different elements. We don't really just get taught, we get loved. See what I'm saying? Over here, teachers are just here for a shift. Every minute, that's all the teacher can hear, that. He's worse than the youth them. He can't wait to go.
So what you say that he hasn't got time to obviously.
He ain't got no time
to educate the youth.
He ain't got no time, man. He ain't got no time.
He's too busy with his own life as well.
Alright, you see what I'm saying? They're all reading from the same hymn. I'm telling you about, man. It's not like when you go to school, it's not like me and you, us two are gonna sit down here and I'm bringing something new to the table. I'm the teacher and I'm bringing something new to the table. Like, this is how we do this verbally. And you go home and you speak to your parents and they show you a different way of doing it verbally, and you come back to school and you say, but yo, we've got a way of doing it verbally like this. I shouldn't be knocking you, because I should realise we're all different people. So I should
people learn in different ways.
Alright, so I should say, yeah, that is like this. But in this country, if you want to get through certain doors, you have to do it a bit like this, but it's the same. Because now you're helping that person to grow. That person understands who they are, and they understand who you are. So then they know that at home I fit in at home doing this, and at school or in society I fit in at school or society doing this. See what I'm saying? So, for example, like growing up, myself, one is on this going to school, shirt, tie, trousers, prim and proper. The other one's like ties missing, shirts unbuttoned. He's not forced to do anything he's doing, but he's doing it naturally. And everyone's thinking, yeah, such a good youth, such a good youth. That's because of the order of things at home. And the thing that he's been taught at home, when he comes into school, he understands that. But what we get taught at home, when we come into school, we can't understand your bullshit. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Why was this like that? How come this happened? And because we go to Sunday, you go to Sunday school and then things there, you go to church and then things there, so you're getting two different informations. And no one's clarifying anything for you. So you're arguing in religious studies with a teacher about Jesus, and the teacher don't want to hear you, and now saying you're being antisocial and disruptive, and that's fucking up your life. You're getting all the negatives on you. So colleges and places after that is looking at like, whoa, this boy, he was very nah, scrap that. So I'm saying they want someone else, that the other you that was going to prim and proper.
Because obviously you was asking questions and obviously you wasn't satisfied with the answers, obviously, of the information what they was giving you, because like you said, if you've got good families, they're going to be teaching you right from wrong, or teaching you how to do the skills what you're talking about in a different manner. You with me? So then when you're bringing that to school now and they're trying to obviously criticize and say, no, don't do it like that, that's wrong, and that breaks down your self-esteem, you with me? But at the same time, you was right in the get-go, you with me? But it breaks your confidence, you with me? So at the end of the day, the teachers don't also always know right themselves, because what it is that they teach in a certain way on Form 2 through the universities or whatever channels they've gone through. You with me? So really and truly, it's the whole system.
Yes.
You with me?
Yeah.
But then at the end of the system, you is obviously the one what's got to suffer it by going to their schools.
Yes.
You with me?
Of course.
Because one, they haven't got time for your child, and two, your child learns in a different format anyway. You with me? Because one, everybody learns different, but especially black people may learn different from white people. You with me? Because obviously we're more either hands-on or verbal, or you with me? Show us a thing and we'll do the thing. You with me? But the methods what they use, they don't tap into what obviously the black child needs.
Because they can't. That's why, don't get me wrong, you have a lot of powerful people and intelligent black people in England. Yeah? Film stars, actresses, whatever. But they have to be the role that they're being. They can't have nothing too black about them. You see what I'm saying? So when you see that film star, Idris, whatever his name is, Idris something, the black guy, he carries himself away. You can see he might have some form of knowledge about himself and know himself, but he still has to be the white man him. He can't be the real nigga him. Do you see what I'm saying?
I say all of them are gonna start being that nigga him and her soon, because
hopefully time come back. Yeah.
All it is about just keeping it real. But to what you're saying is because the world what they're in and their environment, they can't embrace themselves to the full degree because it's gonna look like pro-black.
Exactly.
Anything what's pro-black.
And this is what you get taught in schools. So this is the whole point. So when you're in school, you realise that you're climbing the ladder quicker than the ones that are acting themselves. The ones that are strong-minded. You're climbing the ladder quicker because yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no that shit.
Teachers pet the
You see what I'm saying? That type of shit. So you're climbing the ladder quicker. So you are going to get to a point of elevation where doors get open for you and you make it in the world. But because you're conditioned to that now, hear what some of them will turn around and say. Some of us black people got it too easy. And some of us black people need to start working more, fight harder or whatever. That's the way that they turn them around their own. So I'm saying? So you sit down with someone that's popular, let's say Jermaine Defoe, for example, you sat down with Jermaine Defoe and he would tell you not to say that you did anything wrong specifically, but he had more heart and more of a thing to go out there and go get it his way. But when you're hold on, you're thinking, but what do you mean you have more of a heart? However you want to look at it, you still sold out. You're still them, living where they are, doing them. I did it a different way because I wasn't doing it for me, I was doing it for my peoples. There's a bigger understanding. So I'm saying, so some of them get drafted. I mean, there's few real ones out there, but some of them get drafted.
all you footballers, all you actresses, all you actors, all you singers and rappers, time to rise up, man. Time to wake up and just, you admit, this is Operation Real, you admit, huh? More lions, more lionesses to the world, you admit, street education, you admit. Time to keep it that real, that true, what everybody keep talking about, you admit. Stop just talking and go that gas, you admit, huh? Let that gas be ether, you admit. Let that be fire, let that blaze, you admit, huh? Let's obviously rise up still, you admit. So,
Cause it's time to make a change. We ain't living in the past. So it's time we change our days from the ruffles and scuffles, knife wounds and gunshots. I wanna live a better way. Tell my nigga one love is hoping for a better day. Sometimes I wonder, the power's in my people, but do they really want that? Mine's in a different zone, just smoke a different cone. Kicking with my nigga Wince, rapping with my nigga Roams. Cause we wanna make a change, building on a broken home. Slap the system in the face, shut down their G4s, bring all the G's home. More lions link up.
In that aspect, what you're saying there. So then, what do we do about that then? How does the parents or the elders, or even ourselves, the ones who are the next generation, have got children going to their schools? What do one do?
I mean, not a lot of people might want to pull their kids out of school and home tutor. Fair enough. But you have to be doing more as a parent. Don't think because you're buying your daughter or son nice clothes and nice trainers and you're taking them out here, there and everywhere, that's being a parent. No. You need to start educating your youth, showing your youth the realness of who they are, where they come from, their heritage and whatnot. Help them to be headstrong. So you're giving them a head start in life. You see what I'm saying? I want to be taught. Please teach me. And I know the youths want to be taught because from babies, I watch my little youth now, my little girl, as she's growing as a baby, and I watch her. They want to talk, they want to express themselves,
they want to
run.
they want to
do all these things naturally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Help them, do that, bring it out of them, show them more, show them they can be who they want to be. Don't just push them to the sideline because you can buy them this, that and everything and you just let them run outside and, oh look, my house is looking so crisp, I don't want my youths in my yard, mashing up my yard, go and play every minute. Go and play. Out there, go and play. That's what you're going to tell you, go play. Some parents don't even know where they use it.
So it's either we start implementing these things and demand change and make them know that in the school we want our children to know about the real history of England and the United Kingdom and Europe, that there was black kings and queens prior to these white people, what we see today. We didn't just come from slavery. We were greater than slavery. You admit? So how do we either, like I said, get that implemented in the schools, by i.e. from our elders, whatever the local councillors or those black people in high positions, or we just, if anything, round up and gather up and have our own school some way, somehow. How do we do this?
I think a bit of both. I think we do need to start looking at building our own schools. It goes without a doubt saying there's no way we can just keep relying on them.
Them.
So I'm saying we need to have our own. So yeah, and I'm thinking in the meantime we need to speak to counsellors, we need to speak to people that do work in schools and whatnot, and let them know maybe some of the teaching needs to be about life skills. Don't teach my child Urdu. Don't teach, I'll come down there and make so much noise. Don't teach my child Urdu, because they're not going to need Urdu. See what I'm saying? What the fuck they're going to need Urdu for? Like, they ain't going to be no customers, sales rep. That's not what I want for them. See what I'm saying? If you want to teach them history, don't teach them your history. Because they can't get nothing from that. They can't elevate from that, because what they're being told is the whole of their life they've been nothing but at the bottom of the pile. I can't have that for my child. You know what I'm saying? So let me teach the history, because obviously I know what I can do and where I can get that type of knowledge from, the people that I'm around. See what I'm saying? And you teach the curriculum, the thing that they might need for the GCSEs, for the paperwork, for them to go out and get their college and uni certificates and all them things. You teach that and you leave the other. So we're gonna have to form some form of barrier between what the kids are actually being taught. And it's that real.
So then obviously that's on the education side then, but don't you also outside of the school system say that because obviously I'm just about to get into that. Obviously, for those who don't know, you're a musician. You're into the music. So don't you think that the television, through the social medias, through the music, what's obviously pumped out there, don't you think they have a big influence on the community and on the streets in today and age? And that the way the music and obviously the media was in back in the day, it was more either cultural or, you know, like when you had the Motown, it was more of soul and swing, and it was more of our who we was, embracing who we was. You with me? So that was obviously only influencing us in a positive light. You with me? Now don't you think that the way that the music and the television is turning today, that a lot of slackness is being pumped into ourselves and even the youths of today?
No,
a lot of slackness and manipulation.
I do agree. I agree.
To obviously glorify and highlight like madness. You with me?
Yeah, of course, I agree. It is. It's definitely a way of control, mental control. I mean, you're teaching little girls how to be slags without them knowing.
Calling them bitches and hoes through the music, etc. And but what about with the women who are embracing this now, because that's what they've been called in the music. So they think it's cool. Where obviously who we are, that is not cool. But now even the girls think it's cool. They call it each other. Yeah, that's my bitch.
Right. Well, most of them would. But you have to remember, it's society. It's where they live in now. It's part of fitting in. It's part of being there. Like a white person will feel Jamaican because they had Jamaican food. Do you understand the knowledge, my brother? She feels Jamaican because she had Jamaican food.
Or she had a black friend. Or a black man. Or he had
a black man can cook, so she feels that she can cook some yard food. You understand the knowledge, my friend? So obviously, a lot of things are coming from society, them wanting to fit in and pretty much be like us or beat us. You know what I'm saying? You have the ones
that robbing our identity, copying our identity.
Of course it is, erasing us. Erasing us. Now, I'm about to say, you have to have the understanding. I'm not even sure if I should say this, but real niggas will have the understanding. If not, they come and holler at me and we'll talk. But see, all these mixed race youths, you're not here specifically because you're special. You're here specifically because you was the way to wipe us out. You keep breeding this black man with this white girl, and you have a mixed race youth, and you breed that mixed race youth with a white man, you diluting down the blackness dramatically. Now, certain times you might see a white girl with a body and you think, raw! Somewhere in her she's got that black DNA that kicked in. You see what I'm saying? It's that real. So we was here to they tried to overbreed us.
And still trying to breed us out now.
Right, but they can't. You can't.
Because we're not the minority, we're the majority.
Alright then. So I'm saying naturally. So which is why they have to go back to our home countries and slaughter so many of them and kill so many of them, because they feel like they're taking the numbers away. But you're not. Because anything we touch naturally now becomes part of us. You see what I'm saying? But that was their natural way before, basically trying to breed things out.
Trying to breed us out.
See what I'm saying?
Kind of thing,
So, but this goes back to, I think me and you were chatting the other day in the whip, go back to the 60s and 70s where the government turned around and said, well, ladies, you can be independent, you don't need a man. And they had all the black women now flocking to get pee and getting looked after. We don't need the man in the household. And while the black women are doing this and flocking over that, the white man is smart and said, yes, baby, I still love you, but I need you to fuck that nigga for me, baby. And she's going out, she's gonna go fuck that nigga, man, for real. You see what I'm saying? She's gonna go do what she has to do. And now she's controlling this nigga now, because this nigga, this is him. See what I'm saying? This is his pie. His own little Milky Way. See what I'm saying? You know, it's that real. See what I'm saying? Milky Way. So rapid. And we are where we are today. See what I'm saying? You look at a lot of mixed race youths, they're crazy. You know what I mean?
I was having a conversation with one of the sisters, you get me? And if she sees this, then she'll know this what I'm saying. Where she was saying that obviously some of her mixed race friends, they will see on like either on their social network or like girls will be girls, innit? But they would be called like Team Brownie, you know, them things they or them think because LS, you know, or because they're like you said lighties and yo, that all them things that you because you see back in the day, I used to pray that like obviously like the brownie thing, no, she piff that brownie, you hear me? Because like you said, it was that's that condition, you hear me? But then when you think about it, what we on about that brownie that lights, you hear me? Either way, she's black anyway, but she's maybe red skin or whatever, so you hear me? Scratch that, you hear me? But then, when you look at the black girl now, the black sisters now, are you mad blood? The black, when you check these black sisters and they also, the caliber.
The powerful.
The power, it's a different caliber, you know, because like you always said, caliber is powerful. But check it out now, yo, the sisters now, blood, that's how they're the pedigree, huh? You see in this thing now, they're the pedigree chum, you with me? That's why they have the big bum, you with me? Huh? But then, like you said, the white girls want to try and shape up them and have the bumpers like them and have big lips like them, so they go to the extreme and get Botoxes and liposuctions and all these mad things to emulate our black sisters, our black beauty. Huh? You with me? So obviously all the sisters out there who are dark skin, you embrace yourself, Stark, on a lot of the original queens and empresses, you with me, and lionesses on this planet, Star. You with me? Black beauty, black love, you with me? Mad thing, so you get me? Yo, don't make no lie to tell you nothing, Star, you with me? You mad. You with me? So yo, salute all the sisters anyway, you get me? Lighties, darkies, everything, cause what we're trying to make it have the overstanding, we're all black, you get me?
And let me take it there as well at the same time. See that this is where I say people need to overstand now, because obviously you know me, so you know a bit of my background, you see certain things now. Alright then, I'll break it down for you lot. Because I don't want anyone to approach me in the streets and say the wrong thing and get the wrong response. Yeah, so I got one child that's black, and I got a child that's mixed race. And then I got 3 kids that you might as well say mixed race, they're mixed race. Yeah? Now, hear this. My black youth goes to school and the teacher tries to tell her in the school, she's not black, she's brown. I'm talking about 6, 7 years old. And you're going to school and the teacher is telling you, you are not black like your daddy, because you're saying you're black like your daddy. Because you're proud that your daddy's black. You're black like your daddy, and the teacher's saying you're not black like your daddy, you're brown.
So she's trying to separate the two.
See what I'm saying?
But overall, we're not black anyway, we are actually technical different shades of brown, you with me? Where you can get dark brown what favour black. And then you get me and go brown light where you can get light brown to where you make pale. You with me? So I'm just all about black. I'm just saying for the people, black is a title anyway. But I know in the school she's not preening it like that. She's not preening it like that.
It's not even her position to be raising these
she's not preening it like that.
Yeah. Cool, you get me? So I them. And then like I said, I've got mixed race youths now. Like, you see the difference with my youths though? See, because they're around me and I know who I am. Like I said, they're mixed race, they got black in them. But that black won't manifest and do nothing unless you've got that person or that structure around. So the person that I am, the nigga that I am, makes who they are. See what I'm saying? So when you see my mixed race youths, you'll think, okay. But I guarantee when they grow up, they're gonna be more black or black raised, black thought, the structures, everything around them is gonna be more black than most of you ones that call yourself black. Do you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, let's be real, there's a lot of people out here who are lost, and I spoke to you about this before. Black guys don't want to be black. White girls don't want to, black girls don't want to be black, and all the dye in their skin and all that madness.
Bleaching out in yard and man
all
bleaching
that
out
craziness.
Mad thing, man looking like ghost, dopey, zombie.
Like they want to switch sides because they don't believe black has any power or carry any power. Yo.
That means bleaching out their melanin, you know. You get me? You're mad. Huh? You niggas can get some kind of stuff.
Overstand the levels.
Your ancestors are vexed with you. Mad. Mad. But these are the things what obviously, like we're saying, what are pumped in through the medias and through the tellies and through the music. You had Vibes Cartel. What had obviously where Jamaica was a dominated black country, black pride. Jamaica is black pride, and black girls and black man love blackness. Remember I told you. You with me? But then obviously nowadays now, they like the reverse, like what you're saying. They like, you with me, red skin man, brown man, yellow man. You get me? They got all these name and title what them like. You with me? Where they bleaching themselves to become these brown man, and you get me, white man. You with me? You just bleaching away your E from land. You get me? Running, mad thing. So this is what it is. It's when the elders, and not even just the elders, influential youngers and elders, what are in the music industry, what are in the TV limelight, come and project real and positive things for us to empower and embrace our black beauty, like what we're saying, Carl. All the essence of that has gone to a degree. It's only certain elders or certain real man, you with me,
But let me ask
what's
you a
holding
question.
it and pushing it back true.
Let me ask you a question. There's people out there, yeah, that do positive music. Like, do you see, when I say this, take this lightly, yeah, but do you see there being an effect from that positive music? Like, someone's listened to a track today and thought, oh my days, I'm gonna go and build a house or rent out my house to some homeless people, or do you see anything like that coming from the positive side?
Don't get it twisted, because it may be happening out there, and
At a lower form.
no, not even at a lower form, at a form where obviously some people may you might have secret millionaires, you get me, and they might be out there doing good things, but they're not they're modest in the sense of, I'm not doing this to no showboat thing. I'm out there to share my riches, do good here, there, everywhere. They might travel a lot of places to do good. You get me, like them, like what you do see on the TV, secret million, but they're doing it on a low key scale. You with me? I might be even doing more greater things. You with me? So they might have been inspired by a music, what they've heard or what they've seen by somebody else on the TV, or even like cool. Even certain things where I might hear certain music, like I get inspired by certain artists what are speaking some real shit. You with me? If it's not from either the UK or back in Jamaica, like, you get me, a cultural tune. And when I hear, depending on what they're saying, it inspires me to go out there and do greatness. But then the majority of the time what happens, man will be hyped upon the music, go and do something reckless, then a man got creeped up, a man thought, no, why did I go and do that?
But this is my point though, my brother.
But that's what always happens, more than likely.
I agree, but I'm saying we still have the power to overcome that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if a man can sit down to himself, say, no music, no nothing around him, say, no, I don't like with that situation, no, fuck that, I'm gonna bun my man. He's gonna go and bun him. No music needed. He's gonna go and smoke.
But then that's why we're talking about obviously reversing that energy now. Now, if you add some positive music or positive influence or intake or something what was good, that because obviously your emotion was one way, music is a powerful source where it can change your emotions to feel the next way.
Of course, I agree with that.
So more than likely, because the youth them of today eat, sleep, drink shit music, some way, some form, on the iPads or whatever on the iPhones, they listen to music. So they're listening to their section boys, they're listening to their this, they're listening to their that. You with me? So obviously, when a man's saying this, that and the other, this, that and the other, man are getting gassed in it, man are getting hyped up, man, this trap life, I gotta go and shank a man, cause man's on my patch or man's on my turf or man. So the majority of the time of the youths now, it's the intake of what they do, what they do. Cause man, really and truly, the youths, they ain't doing nothing on the low. Tupac said they ain't shit without your own boys, and enough of these youths ain't shit without their own boys. So they're rolling up in little crews and gangs, in cars or in houses, plotting or smoking two weed, listening to some foolish music. That's what's going on in yards. They're listening to some foolish pollution music, what's making them now walk with these shanks and knives or straps. And when they see their fellow brothers or sisters from different ends, whatever, now I'm on a riding because I'm a rider.
Right, I hear that, fam. That's what I'm saying. And this is why I think, maybe, let me put it like this. Papoose says, yeah, you want to be the man in the movie, but you didn't wait for the end of the credits. Because when you watch that same movie, the nigga in the movie wanted to beat him up dead. See what I'm saying? And that's Menace to Society. So anyone that's seen Menace to Society and that knows about Papoose, you would understand where he's coming from. You want to be that nigga in the movie he didn't do that much grease. He had his life planned out at the end. He was about to get away, and all, but that nigga ended up dead same way. You know what I'm saying? So
Because it
my
changed.
point.
What was the
my
moral
point,
of that though? Because it
right,
changed
yeah,
when it was
because
too late.
this is what I'm saying. My point is, we don't think. Because like you said, we react to music and react to emotions. We don't think, and that's my point. And obviously, us as real niggas, us as generals now, we know because we've made that mistake now. So it's us to put it onto the youngers. When you say they're listening to that foolish music, yeah, they are under a trance by that foolish music, but it's because they don't
You
think.
get hypnotized and like you said, trans under whatever hypnosis or trans they've been put into, that frequency of that vibration of that music.
Right, so they're not exercising, like you said, get your 9 mind right. A lot of these youths can't even get off their second mind. Never mind reaching to their third or their fourth or their ninth. See what I'm saying? They're having problems with the first and the second mind. And that's what we have to change.
Talking about like the music then, so back in the day you had like that was on about influential music when you had like DMX, even though they was talking certain badness or certain criminal activity, or even though it was just life in general, what their surrounding was, you could relate to certain things, you get me? But also they also add certain positive messages for the people then, you read me? In the sense of, obviously, even though I might be doing this or doing that, don't follow me, you with me, try to look for greatness, etc, etc, you with me? So, the music what's going out today, even though it is like projecting out a negative thing, it hasn't even got no message or no, what's the word?
No meaning, no heart, no soul.
Yes sir, you get me? So, how do we get the people, the artists, them to start obviously projecting a positive light? Because obviously, you with me, you got the Skeptors, you got the JMEs, you got the obviously what's my man's name now? The one in the boot, put something in the boot. You're not too big for the boot. Stormzy, you got all these people. They look, you're not too big for the boot. You know, that's how I have to remember who I'm talking about. You with me? Because obviously this is what the Jada show, man. Them, you with me? So how do we get all these great talented artists? Cause them man are talented. That's why they're going with the thing. But how do we start making them show love and unity to obviously impact and show the youth them how to be role models? How do they become role models as artists? You with me?
That's a good question, you know. I mean, like, I believe in everyone has a journey in it. I think you come at a certain stage in your life. Like, I can't really. Me personally, I listen to man like I can't really say I listen to Skepta like that, but I've heard a lot of positive things from him recently. You get me? I listen to man like Gets, Gigs, Nines, Scraps. I mean, I feel these man's pain because I know of that type of life from coming from the bottom or starting from the bottom, or feeling that even though we're not really at the bottom, but feeling like we are the barrels in the crab. Get me? So
Crabs in the barrel.
that's what I'm saying. But I mean, how to get them to open up. I mean, everyone, like you say, we got a lot of people that does things for self, innit? And some people do.
But not even
things.
just those UK artists, even American artists, they can holler at us and reach out too. You with me? Or the Jamaican artists, anybody like, you with me?
Yeah, definitely.
People in general, you with me?
But that's what I'm saying. I think it depends on your path. I mean, I was watching Drink Champs the other day, like, you know, the D Block one. I'm a D Block guy myself, so salute all of them, man. They were saying themselves that, you know, Kiss was saying that he went one route and he stayed in the music thing, and you know, Sheik saying at the end of the day, he didn't really make that decision. He can do, because it's open to him, it's there for him, but you know, he decided to just do other things, and Stars kept it real and said, you know, I'm not making no music for no fuckboy. So I'm saying, this I am music, it's deep as that, like, you know, I carry this with me. So when you're doing music, for me personally, I know some people just like to know that artists or other people might listen to their words and might take it something from them or whatever. I don't really listen to most of their words and get anything from it, because I'm at a different point in my life, spiritually and mentally. So I'm above what you're teaching them. So I think it's for me to link with, or for us to link with guys that are on our level, spiritually and mentally, and then filter it down. So I'm saying, the young ones coming up, the ones just trying to get recognised, they're always going to talk about grease or trapping because it's the gangster thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
But that's really because it's been highlighted by certain people who they look up to as role models. So for these people who have got people looking up to them, if they was to say, no, that's whack, you with me? Huh? That trap life's a trap for real, so they're dead or in jail, you with me? Huh? This pushing this gang banging things, killing my brothers and sisters, like real niggas do real things, and you got certain man, even like in America, you with me, especially where ex-gang members, ex-top, like, and you know in America, if they're gang banging, like it's a different levels. You with me? Where these men are coming out, they've been in jail for X amount of time and they wrote books and they're doing certain things and they're going into school to teach the youth them about their life experience. So the youth them don't go down their walk of life, you with me? So it just takes real people, even like the real Rick Ross, you with me? From all his life experience, he's going around to schools and different establishments telling people about when he was in the drug game, you with me? How the police and the FBI, obviously, as a black man, gave him X amount of drugs to corrupt and mash up his community and black people in America as a whole, you with me? So if elders and real niggas and real generals was out coming to do those things like the real Rick Ross and the real like Larry Davises and all these man there,
We've got a few man, but do you know what it is?
but it's doing it, that's what I'm saying, it's about doing it on a big scale now. It's that time and that point where, like I said, enough's enough. So if you got that real general power, it's time to shake the place, my brother.
Definitely, definitely, I agree. Shout out to man like Judge Sauce.
Salute Judge Sauce, you with me? And Kozo as well, them man, they're doing the real life projects, you with me?
Yeah, you get me? So you got certain man
28 generals, you
doing
with me?
certain things, you get me? But
man.
like you said, you need to do it on a bigger scale. I mean, so I'd link up all them man there in a heartbeat because I know that I ain't doing this for me, rude boy. I can sit back in my yard and I'm alright. I can live life, but it's for my youths. You know what I mean? It's for their youths. You know what I mean? It's for you man's youths. See what I'm saying? Like we had the same conversation where when you were talking about the ice cream thing on the road. If I got pee on me, brother, and the ice cream van pull up or whatever van pull up and the youths are here, you know, before I go buy a bottle or look about flossing or buy the youths some ice cream or something. So I'm saying, so they have a level of respect for me. So I'm saying,
and not even just that the respect for you is key as well, because you're spreading love, you with me? So more love, more power, you with me, definitely. But also what is important as well, you're teaching them to obviously all the same way that guy or that gentleman or their dad bought me this. Obviously, it shows that they use them to share with each other.
Of course.
With me? So we're showing that to be kind to one another. You with me? So when they get older, hopefully, if they took it on board, they should treat other children or other people around them the same. Like, obviously, not some of those children, their parents can't afford it. So what you've done now, you've just obviously thought, you know what? Sure, if I'm buying my youth one, instead of my youth, having the ice cream and all these other hungry belly youths just watching and wishing that I could have one, but they can't. You know what? Let all of them have that same experience. Let all of them be able to have the satisfaction to have an ice cream. You with me? So what you did was a good thing. You with me? Serious.
We need
more people like that.
Yeah, we need a lot more like that because that's how you're gonna set the waves. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even pre it to that extent, like you said. I was just thinking like more to have respect for mine, and obviously as they're growing up with my kids, naturally they're still going to remember me as that guy that used to buy them ice cream. I was just looking at the respect side. So when you even come from that type of angle there, it shows the overstanding of where we need to be.
It embedded something in them, what's important, what's of value, you with me, to sharing, you get me? Each one sharing with one another, because you didn't have to do that. So they were looking like, oh, you with me, he's a nice person. So that it teaches one person to be nice to another person, you with me? So that is key, my brother, you with me? Serious, trust me.
Do you know, now that I've come back home, I've had a lot of sit down and thinking and re-look at certain things. I mean, there's only certain people that I think, me personally, I probably might even get along with, like, and who I like their music. See what I'm saying? Like from the Kano to Gigs to Scraps, Nines, Big Nasty, Craig David. There's a few people out there that, you know, since I've been back, I've been kind of digging into their little file and seeing what they're going on with right now. It's people that I can relate to. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I mean, these artists. But it's been like that for me anyway, because I've loved music from day one. I've always had something to do with music, and I always will, whether I'm an artist or not. See what I'm saying? So really and truly, to me personally, when I listen to them type of man's music, and I listen to certain things, it's the feeling that I get from it to know that, yo, my people have made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get out there and chase and make. That might not be for me. There's enough of the artists and MCs, and this is something I want to tell people out there. See you young kids growing up, I don't want to discourage you, but you don't have to be the next Gigs. See what I'm saying? You don't have to be the next Nines. See what I'm saying? You got something more powerful inside of you. Aim for something good. We've just, okay, he was a pagan to some extent. I think I haven't really done all my research, but I was reading a book about him, Obama. So we just had a black president. See what I'm saying? We can have more, and we should have more. So there's a lot of things, don't say
take the
just being a
goodness out of
footballer.
them, yeah, take the goodness out of it and make that inspire you.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's levels, isn't it? I love them, their music and what they're doing. I hope every single one of them, like, I wish them good fortune.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, as an artist, I like to learn. I'm a person that likes to learn. So if I wanted to do something structurally for myself, I mean, I'd want to work with Ghetto. I think Ghetto will teach me a lot of shit. I'd want to work with Gigs. I think Gigs will teach me a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So there's a few artists here.
Definitely, I hear that, man. Reach out still and make them things happen, you with me, car. No matter what level they're at, you with me. It's about each one teach one, and each level just come together, and obviously each one lift one, you get me, at the same time. So man shouldn't think they're too big to work with man like yourself, or man like us, or man who's just on the roads in general, you with me, which I know that these men are part of the roads and they're not anyway. But it's time for man from different cities to link man from different cities, because you got real generals everywhere. So hood generals, time to just link up, you with me, hood to hood and city to city. So
stay being you. That's the first thing. Be in touch with who you are as a person. And secondly, more alliance. Street education.
Street education, babe.
Look us up, you can find us. We're about. If you've got a problem or issue, you know, you want some advice, you want some help with something, if it's with love and careness and naturalness, man will come to you. Man will help you build and these type of things there. Whatever organisation, we can work together hand in hand. See what I'm saying? So, but look out, there's a lot of big things coming your way soon. So, yeah, you know it is, my brother.
Definitely, you with me, and that's what it's about, man. Just like you said, just to put the icing on the cake, or you said it all. It's just to unify, you with me, the family tree, basically, you with me. As black people, you with me, spreading black love and black pride, you with me. Because that's what needs to be brought back to the roots of who we are, our black culture. For the youths, them to live on and embrace, you with me. Because right about now, our culture is like the last of a dying breed for those who are holding on by the skin of their teeth, you with me. Because they want us to forget who we are. They want us to forget how great we are. So if we forget, then the children will never know.
Never know.
You with me?
Wipe out history.
Wipe out history. You with me? And blood, you with me? And when I say blood, I mean blood as you're my blood and you're my family. Yo, they ain't wiping my blood and my family out of this history. You with me? Because right about now we're here to write mystery. Because it's my story and our story and one the others. Yeah? So right about now, before we leave out, we're just trying to say all the elders, come and help us, yeah, to obviously spread more love throughout the community, you with me, and just at the end of the day, try and unify who we are, you with me, and stop all the killing what's going on, and stop all the division what's going on for sure. Because this division causing families to obviously lose their children to the system, i.e. prison or death, and a lot of wounded mothers and brothers and sisters and dads and grannies and everything in our one, you with me. So only we can come together and make a change and make a difference, you with me. So Yo, we're just here to bring you street education for the youths, them, for the man, them, for the elders, you with me? One order, one family tree, you with me? And that's what it is, you with me? United kings and queens, we stand, get me? Real lions, real lionesses, yeah? So, respect for coming through, obviously you're always in the den anyway, naturally standing, so it ain't nothing new to you, that's what it is. So, you're gonna give the people a little freestyle or a little, you may choose, obviously I know you do poetry as well, you may, some might not know you do poetry, but it's up to you, you can either do a little poetry, you get me, or you can do a little freestyle, you with me? But you can get them even one of each, you get me? And that ain't one of each for light and dogs, no food around it, you with me? You with me? Or even though it's street education, we need to educate them, you with me? Street like that, one of each, cause we're versatile, you with me? So it's up to you, but either way, obviously we hit the beats up and let you find the beat, and then obviously you may do a little freestyle, yeah? Done, salute, get me, street education, one order. Community. So right about now, street education is here to educate the streets. Get involved, all the lionesses, all the lions, those who say they're real generals and real generalesses, you with me? Come out and do some real shit on the streets with me, cause your family tree needs you right about now. Too much death and too much youth them getting locked up right about now to the system, you with me?
Shout out everyone that's lost someone.
Shout out your people.
Free my boys, the man them, and Moor, family. Depression comes from people trying to hold us down. Jealousy breeds envy, just colder now. Wrap up in the winter, try and hold it down. The pagans never wanted to come off the ground. Things going off and they blame religion. Dudes running in schools and they killing children. Stop, don't shoot, got men, women and children. All linking up just to fight the cause. I see my brothers dying, being in the war. Lizzie hold the power, got us wanting more. Till we're locked behind our doors cause we're chasing trees. But the life that we're living got us chasing dreams. So I pray for my enemies. I'm trying to live good, they want the enemy. One love to my Aki brothers. Allah's in our hand like we hold our mothers. Things can never really be the same, cause money is their only game. You see, money is the motive, while my young chick is getting caged. 13 and you're on the block. Mommy's broke, so you're shotting rocks. That's the roll of the dice now. So much brothers getting life now. You need a tool just to keep safe. End up bursting it to save face. But the dude don't survive that. That's an M charge, you gotta ride that. They say music is a way out, but it's mad how it plays out. You rap about your life and you gotta charge. You rap about your life cause it's fucking hard. It's Monopoly, we play the game. From the first roll we tried to escape the jail. More drugs on the streets now. More guns taking youth lives. More jails being built up. More oppression on the street life. It's society, we oppress. Yo, Halo, more lions. Enough love. Peace.
One order. Street education.
Our people are poor, and you know damn real nobody wants to be poor. This play is going to show how the pigs react when the people start to take community control over what belongs to them and liberate it back.